Listen to me carefully. Time is not slowing down for you, you keep saying. One day. But one day is disappearing. 2024 is gone. 2025 is in motion. And 2026 is almost here. Waiting to expose one truth: either you built momentum, or you wasted another year hiding behind excuses. This is your wake-up call. Not next month. Not next year. Right now. We are walking toward 2026, whether we are prepared or not. The question is simple. Will that year celebrate your transformation, or expose your procrastination? Life is not waiting for your motivation to magically appear. Success does not show up because you wished for it. It shows up for those who are disciplined enough to show up daily, even when they don't feel like it. Every missed morning, every wasted hour, every small excuse is building a version of you that you won't be proud of in 2026. But every disciplined decision, every step forward, every moment you push through resistance, is building the strongest version of you. Let me be blunty. You already can do what you need to fix. You already can do what is holding you back. You already can know what kind of person you should become. So why not start now? Not tomorrow. Not after you feel ready, because readiness is a lie. Discipline is the truth. 2026 should meet a new you, a more focused you, a more faithful you, a more driven, committed, unstoppable you. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Create it. Stop waiting for motivation. Build it. Stop waiting for signs. You are the sign. Your mission from this moment forward: discipline first, faith second, execution always. Because the world does not reward potential. It rewards action. And you're capable of far more than you've shown this year. So before 2026 arrives, prove to yourself that you are doing wasting time. Prove to yourself that you can become the person your future needs. Prove to yourself that when you say you'll change, you actually do. This is your moment. Your pivot point. Your reset. Your rise. And if you're ready to build discipline, purpose, and a success mindset every single day, subscribe now. Because I'm here to push you, guide you, and remind you of one truth: your time is none due. Time is moving faster than you realize, and every moment that slips away is silently shaping the version of yourself that will walk into 2026. Whether you are prepared or not. And this truth is what many people avoid facing, because it is uncomfortable to admit how much time they have let slip without direction, without consistency, without the courage to commit to the changes they know they need to make. And every passing week becomes a reminder that life will not slow down for anyone, not for fear, not for hesitation, not for procrastination. And while you may tell yourself that you still have time, that you will start tomorrow, or that the right moment will eventually arrive, deep inside you already know that these are just comforting lies that delay your growth. Because the clock is not stopping, the world is not waiting, and the future is not pausing to give you space to figure things out at your own pace. And as 2026 gets closer, it will reflect one powerful reality back to you. A reality you cannot avoid. The reality that your habits created your results, that your discipline shaped your identity, and that your actions, or your lack of them, built the person you became. And if you waste the days ahead, if you continue letting distractions drain your focus and your energy, if you allow your fears to speak louder than your goals, then 2026 will arrive as a confrontation, a harsh reminder of the time you allowed to evaporate. But if you choose differently today, if you commit to small steps, if you show up even when you don't feel ready, then 2026 becomes a celebration rather than a regret. It becomes the proof that you stopped waiting and started living with intention. And that choice begins right now. Motivation is a spark, a momentary burst of energy that feels powerful, but fades the second life becomes uncomfortable. And that is why people who rely on motivation alone never create lasting change. Because they are depending on a feeling instead of building a foundation. And feelings shift, feelings weaken. Feelings disappear when you need strength the most, while discipline is the force that steps in when motivation fails. The steady internal voice that tells you to keep going, even when your mind is tired, your heart is uncertain, and your environment is distracting. And discipline does not care about your mood, your excuses, or your comfort. It only cares about the commitment you made to yourself, the promise you refuse to break, and the future you are preparing for even when nobody is watching. And the truth is most people never reach their potential because they believe they need to feel ready before taking action. But readiness is a myth, a mental trap that keeps you waiting for perfect conditions that will never exist, while discipline teaches you to move now, act now, grow now. And every day you practice discipline, you craft a stronger identity, a sharper mind, and a resilient spirit that can withstand challenges that would have broken the old version of you. And when you look at the people you admire, the ones who succeed consistently, you will notice that they don't rely on random waves of motivation. They rely on routine, responsibility, and relentless consistency. And if you want 2026 to look different from every year you wasted before, you must accept that discipline is the true engine of transformation, the quiet power that keeps you on track when energy is gone, when inspiration is missing, when life feels heavy. And once you understand this, once you embrace discipline over feelings, you unlock a level of strength that motivation alone could never give you. Every hour you waste is quietly shaping a future you won't be proud of, because time does not vanish without leaving a mark. It accumulates into habits, into missed opportunities, into patterns of avoidance that eventually define who you become. And every moment you choose distraction over discipline, comfort over progress, excuses over effort, you are training your mind to accept a lower standard of living, a weaker version of yourself. And it happens so subtly that you don't even realize the damage being done until months have passed, and you wonder why nothing in your life has changed. But the truth is that change was possible every single day. You just didn't choose it. And on the other side, every small disciplined action you take, even the ones that feel insignificant, even the ones that seem too small to matter, are building a foundation of strength, identity, and confidence that grows with time. And discipline compounds, just like wasted time does, but in the opposite direction. Because every time you push yourself to stay focused, to complete the task, to honor your goals, to show up when you don't feel like it, you are shaping a stronger, more capable version of yourself, and that version begins to appear in your thoughts, your decisions, your habits, and eventually your results. And while wasted hours leave you feeling guilty, frustrated, and stuck, disciplined hours leave you feeling grounded, proud, and clear about who you are becoming. And soon you realize that every choice either pulls you backward or pushes you forward. There is no neutral, no pause, no standing still, because your daily actions are always transforming you into someone, and that someone will greet you in 2026. Whether they are built from hours you wasted or hours you invested. And that is why protecting your time is not just about productivity. It is about identity. It is about who you are deciding to become with every hour you live. You already know what you need to fix. And that knowledge alone is more powerful than most people ever realize. Because awareness is the first step toward change. And yet so many people stop there, content to acknowledge their flaws, their missed opportunities, and their lack of progress, without ever taking action. And the truth is that knowing is not enough, because knowledge without action becomes a weight, a reminder of your potential unfulfilled, a silent accusation that you are capable of more, but refuse to move. And deep down, you feel it every time you make an excuse, every time you delay, every time you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Even though you already know tomorrow will bring the same hesitation, the same procrastination, the same cycle of wasted energy. And that internal awareness is your advantage, if you choose to act on it. Because most people never confront their weaknesses. They never look at themselves honestly. And they never accept responsibility for the results they are creating. And this is where the difference between those who succeed and those who fail becomes clear. Because success is rarely about luck, about timing, or about talent alone. It is about facing the truth about yourself and deciding to do something about it. And when you embrace that truth, when you stop hiding behind excuses and start making deliberate choices every day, you begin to build momentum, a force that grows stronger with every small victory. And the more you act on what you already know, the more your confidence builds, your focus sharpens, and your results compound. And you no longer need to wait for motivation, inspiration, or permission from anyone else. Because you have the roadmap already inside you. You just have to follow it. And once you accept this responsibility, once you begin acting decisively on what you know, there is no limit to how far you can go, how quickly you can rise, how fully you can transform your life before 2026. And every decision, every choice, every action from this moment forward becomes a direct reflection. Whether you are committed to growth or content with stagnation, there is no perfect moment waiting for you. And anyone who tells you otherwise is either deceiving themselves or trying to make you feel comfortable in your delay. Because life never pauses for readiness. Life never waits for conditions to be ideal. And while you sit and imagine the right timing, opportunities slip past, moments vanish, and the days you think you have plenty of slowly disappear, leaving behind nothing but regret and the memory of what could have been. And this illusion of a perfect moment is the trap that keeps millions of people from realizing their potential, convincing them that preparation, confidence, or the stars aligning are prerequisites for action, when in reality, action itself is what creates readiness. Action itself is what builds confidence, and action itself is what transforms potential into results. And the longer you wait for conditions to be ideal, the more you train yourself to avoid discomfort, the more you teach your mind that hesitation is acceptable, and the more you drift away from the life you truly desire. Because success is never born from comfort. It is forged in the tension between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. And the people who achieve extraordinary results understand this. They understand that the perfect moment is a myth, that waiting for clarity is a delay, and that the only way to grow, to progress, and to create is to take deliberate steps, even when the path is uncertain, even when fear is present, and even when failure seems likely. And each step you take, no matter how small, compounds into momentum, into strength, into experience that prepares you for the next challenge. And the accumulation of these moments is what shapes a future that aligns with your goals, your dreams, and your potential. And the choice is yours. Either you continue waiting for a perfect moment that will never come, or you embrace imperfection, discomfort, and uncertainty as the fuel for growth. And when you make the decision to act now, to commit to consistent progress regardless of conditions, you break free from the paralysis of hesitation. You take control of your time, your energy, and your destiny, and you start building a reality that no external circumstance can derail, because readiness is created through doing, not thinking, through showing up, not hoping, and through courage, not waiting. And the sooner you internalize this truth, the faster you will transform your life. Because every delayed action is a lost opportunity, every postponed decision is a missed chance, and every day you wait is a day that 2026 will arrive without the version of yourself that you are capable of becoming. So the only path forward is to act decisively, persist relentlessly, and start creating momentum today. Success does not reward potential. It rewards execution. And this is a reality that many people refuse to accept, because it is uncomfortable to acknowledge that good intentions, talent, and ideas mean nothing without consistent action. And the world is indifferent to what you could have been. It only responds to what you actually do. And every plan you make, every dream you visualize, every goal you set is meaningless unless it is followed by deliberate, persistent effort. Because execution is the bridge between aspiration and achievement, the mechanism through which ordinary people transform into extraordinary ones. And while it is easy to get lost in thinking, planning, or imagining the life you want, these activities are only preparation. They do not create results by themselves. And the harsh truth is that most people fail not because they lack ability, intelligence, or resources, but because they fail to act consistently on the knowledge they already possess. Because they postpone, hesitate, or wait for perfect conditions, while execution demands courage, discipline, and commitment, even when the outcome is uncertain. And when you begin to focus on execution over potential, you start to see exponential results. Because every small action compounds over time. Every task completed strengthens your capability, and every moment you follow through on your intentions builds momentum that carries you forward. And this is why those who achieve extraordinary success appear unstoppable. They understand that taking action, no matter how imperfect, is more powerful than waiting for the perfect idea, the perfect skill, or the perfect opportunity. And once you internalize this, you start measuring your progress, not by what you intend to do or what you hope for, but by what you actually accomplish, by the tangible results of your efforts. And this mindset shift is transformative because it eliminates excuses. It removes the illusion that potential alone is enough, and it forces you to become a person of action, a person who shows up, executes, and delivers consistently. And when 2026 arrives, it will not honor your potential. It will not acknowledge your talent. It will only reflect the cumulative execution of every choice you made, every task you completed, every hour you invested or wasted. And understanding this truth changes everything. Because you begin to prioritize action over planning, follow through over dreaming, and doing over procrastination. And as you embrace execution as the core driver of success, you gain clarity, focus, and confidence, knowing that the person you are becoming is the direct result of what you do consistently. And this perspective empowers you to stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start building results today, every single day. Before 2026 arrives to show you the consequences of inaction, 2026 should meet a stronger, focused, and unstoppable version of you. And this is not just a motivational phrase, it is a reality that you have the power to create through every decision you make starting today. Because the person who walks into the future is a direct reflection of the choices, actions, and habits you cultivate right now. And most people fail to realize that transformation is not something that happens overnight or by chance. It is something that is earned, built meticulously, and reinforced every single day. And if you want 2026 to find you at your best, you must begin by evaluating where you are, what is holding you back, and what you need to eliminate from your life. Because every distraction, every wasted hour, every habit that drains your energy is a brick in the wall between you and the person you aspire to become. And once you identify these obstacles, you have to take decisive action, replacing excuses with effort, doubt with discipline, fear with faith, and procrastination with persistence. Because the future does not reward hesitation or indecision. It rewards courage, consistency, and relentless focus. And building a stronger you requires both mental and physical investment. It requires training your mind to focus on what matters, to filter out noise, to set clear priorities, and to take massive action toward them daily. And it requires building routines, habits, and systems that support growth rather than distract from it. And this process is not always comfortable. In fact, it will challenge you in ways that push you beyond what you thought possible. But discomfort is the currency of transformation. And each time you choose discipline over convenience, action over inaction, and perseverance over surrender, you are layering strength upon strength, resilience upon resilience, creating a version of yourself that cannot be shaken by circumstances or setbacks. And being unstoppable is not about being flawless. It is about showing up, pushing forward, and refusing to quit no matter the obstacles. And focus is not a talent you are born with. It is a skill you develop by consistently directing your energy toward what truly matters and ignoring what does not, and the combination of strength, focus, and persistence creates momentum, and momentum compounds over time. So the person who arrives in 2026 is the sum of every disciplined action you take today, tomorrow, and every day after. And this version of you will carry confidence, clarity, and purpose, not because life gave it to you, but because you built it with intentionality. And the sooner you accept responsibility for the creation of this future self, the faster you will transform, because waiting for motivation, luck, or permission only delays progress. And by committing to daily action, consistent growth, and relentless pursuit of your goals, you guarantee that 2026 will find you not as a person who wasted opportunities, but as a person who mastered them. And this is why preparation matters more than intention. Effort matters more than ideas, and execution matters more than potential. And when you internalize this, you stop compromising, you stop hesitating, and you stop allowing distractions to control your life, because the person you are becoming is the most valuable asset you have. And every choice you make from this moment forward is an investment in that person, a reinforcement of their strength, focus, and unstoppable momentum. And when you embrace this truth fully, there is no power on earth that can prevent you from showing up in 2026 as the strongest, most capable, and most unstoppable version of yourself. And that future self is counting on you to start acting today, to refuse mediocrity, to seize control of your time, and to build every habit, every skill, every ounce of discipline necessary to ensure that when the calendar flips, you are ready, prepared, and unstoppable. Commit now, rise now, act now, and understand that every second you hesitate is a second you will never get back. Because time is a relentless force that moves forward whether you are prepared or not. And the moment you decide to stop waiting for conditions to be perfect, to stop relying on fleeting motivation, and to stop giving in to excuses, is the moment your life begins to change. And this is not a superficial change. This is a transformation that starts from within, shaping your identity, your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your results. Because every action you take reinforces the version of yourself you are creating, and the choices you make today directly determine the quality of your tomorrow. And yet, most people fail to act because they underestimate the power of the present moment. They wait for clarity, for inspiration, or for some external validation. But life does not pause for readiness. It rewards courage, consistency, and deliberate action. And subscribing to the idea of action over delay is not just about productivity. It is about taking responsibility for your life, claiming control over your destiny, and refusing to allow circumstances or distractions to dictate your potential. And this is where the mindset of commitment becomes critical. Because commitment is the internal promise you make to yourself to show up, to push forward, to endure discomfort, and to keep moving toward your goals, even when the path is unclear. And action is the physical manifestation of that commitment. It is the proof that you are willing to turn intentions into results. And when you combine these two, commitment and action, you create an unstoppable force that propels you forward, compounding with every task completed, every habit formed, and every challenge overcome. And the power of this combination becomes especially evident as you approach milestones like 2026. Because the person who enters that year with purpose, discipline, and momentum will have already created advantages that most people will struggle to catch up to. And that future self is not built in a single day or a single decision. It is the result of consistent choices, relentless effort, and the refusal to settle for mediocrity. And the call to act now is not a cliché. It is a strategic imperative, because every day spent waiting, hesitating, or procrastinating strengthens habits of inaction, and every day you take decisive steps, no matter how small, reinforces habits of discipline, resilience, and progress. And the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is entirely determined by their willingness to act consistently and subscribing to a mindset of urgency. Purpose and accountability is essential because it keeps you aligned with your long-term vision. It ensures that you do not drift into complacency, and it anchors your energy toward what truly matters. And when you internalize this principle, you begin to see every challenge as an opportunity, every obstacle as a test, and every setback as a lesson, because action turns fear into momentum, hesitation into clarity, and intention into reality. And the person who masters the art of acting now, taking responsibility, and committing fully to their growth, develops a confidence, strength, and resilience that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. And this is why rising now is inseparable from acting now, because waiting for the right time, for the right mood, or for perfect conditions only delays your transformation. And the world rewards those who do, not those who dream, who execute, not those who hope, who show up, not those who wait. And when you fully embrace the power of committing, rising, and acting now, you position yourself to enter 2026 as someone who has already overcome excuses, conquered procrastination, and built the habits, mindset, and discipline necessary to thrive. And this person is unstoppable, focused, and fully capable of achieving goals that would have seemed impossible a year ago. And the path forward is simple, yet uncompromising. Decide to act. Take consistent steps every day. Refuse to settle, and build momentum that will carry you into the future. Because your future self depends entirely on what you do at this moment. Every second, every hour, and every day until 2026 arrives now is the moment to stop waiting, stop hesitating, and stop letting time slip through your fingers. Because 2026 will arrive whether you are ready or not. And the only question that matters is what version of yourself will meet it. The version who acted, who fought, who committed, or the version who made excuses, wasted hours, and let fear dictate their life. And the power to choose belongs entirely to you. So take control of your time, harness your discipline, strengthen your focus, fuel your faith, and step into every day with relentless purpose. Because when you do, 2026 will not find you unprepared. It will find you unstoppable, thriving, and living the life you were capable of building all along.